Hello, everyone. So, this will be part two of my series on my divorce story and just some of my biggest pieces of advice that I could give to you. And just to jump straight in again, I would say I felt like I was going through a identity crisis. So, you may feel like you are going through a complete identity crisis. Why do I say that? Because I never imagined that I would be going through a divorce. Like, if you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be going through this, I would tell you that you were a lie. Okay. And so, what a lot of people don't understand is that your life completely shifts and changes. Who you were has to change. What you used to do, habits you may have had for the last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Your day to day routine is completely different. And you go through this, only way I know how to say it is an identity crisis where you may find yourself sitting down one day and asking yourself, who am I? Who am I? Who have I become? What have I been doing? Who who have I been living as for the duration of my marriage? And then how am I going to live now? Who am I going to be now? Who So, if you are feeling like that, because that is how I felt, I want to offer you this word of encouragement, and that is take a deep breath. Stop trying to figure it out. You do not have to figure out your next step, your next move, your next business, what your life is going to look like. You don't have to figure that out right away when you are going through divorce. I will say that initially I tried way too soon to start over and to recreate my life. I started way too soon. And the reason why we do that is because you want to feel better, right? You want to win. You want to feel like you got to win, or you want to feel like, okay, I'm doing something. I'm moving forward. I'm not just sitting here and crying or being sad or whatever the case may be. And I want to let you know that grieving the loss of the life you thought you were supposed to have is important. Going through the process of recognizing and understanding that my life as I have known it is over. You need to go through that. You need to grow through that before you can start recreating, rebuilding your new life. Take this time to sit down and evaluate who you've been, to identify who you've been over the past years, and what lessons did you learn, and just evaluate your life and be still and be in the moment of where you are right now before you try to quickly move on to the next thing. Because if we don't process what we're going through, how we're feeling, who we've become, where we may have made mistakes or what we feel are mistakes, where we wish we could have improved or what we didn't do, what we may have lacked doing. Like, it's so much for you to consider and to evaluate, not from a place of judgment, not from a place of judging yourself or being hard on yourself or woulda, coulda, shoulda yourself. That's not the point of this process. But the point of this process is for you to really deal with your stuff, for you to deal with what you've just gone through. Imagine you going on a roller coaster ride for the first time, right? Imagine the excitement of being in the anticipation of being in the line, and you're talking to people while you're in the line, and you're nervous, you're excited, you're looking at people who are on the ride, and you hear them scream, and you're like, oh my gosh, and you're getting nervous. And then you get on the ride and you experience the ride, and it's so fun and exhilarating, your adrenaline's pumping, And then you get off the ride and you don't say anything and you go straight to the next ride. You went through all of that. You went through all of that life as a married person. And you don't want to take 5 minutes to look at how things were. Think about how you felt through the process. Think about the fun times on the ride. Get through that process, experience it, write it down, sit with it before you just move on to the next ride. Otherwise, you will find yourself going on that same ride over and over and over and over again and re-experiencing the same things, the same lessons that you should have learned and acknowledged before that you didn't. So, this video is just about the part of the process that I want to call the identity crisis, because that's what it felt like for me. And my advice, just to recap, is to not try to move forward too fast, too soon, or you will miss the lessons and the blessings of your experience of marriage. So it's completely fine for you not to know what you're going to do next. That will come. I promise you it's going to come. And when you do, it's going to come with ease and with grace if you allow it. So I hope this helped you. Again, I'm going to make a lot more videos, but if you have questions, please email me. It's in the caption below. Type if this is helping you. Please put it in the comments. Please, please, please. Even if it's just a heart in the comments, I would appreciate it. I would also appreciate it if you subscribed. And if this is not for you and you know someone, a friend or family member that may be going through this process, please share this video with them. And as I always say every single week, I love y'all. Peace.